The Chicago Bulls get a win in their first summer league game with Adama Sanogo, Buzelis, and Julian Phillips really shining in a lot of ways in this game. We're going to talk about it, break it all down, have some fun right after this.
Tuned in to Chicago Bulls Central, your number one place for all Chicago Bulls news and content.
I see red, I see red, I see red, I see red, yeah, I see red, I see red, I see red.
What's going on, Bulls fans? Welcome to another episode of Chicago Bulls Central, your number one spot for everything Chicago Bulls related. I'm the host there, Haize, but more importantly, you guys can follow the channel at Bulls Central Pod on every social media platform we happen to be on. With that being said, let's go ahead and get into it for today. So the Bulls had their first summer league game today, and it was a good outing for the Bulls, for the players that have a future with the Bulls for sure. When you look at it, Julian Phillips, who did start the game 31 minutes, slower first half in this game where he wasn't really getting a lot of shot opportunities. He finishes the game with the highest plus minus on the game, 17 points, 10 rebounds, 1 steal, goes 5 of 11 from the field, and also 1 of 3 from the three-point line. He does get to the free throw line 9 times as well, which is really good. And I want to be clear here. In no way are we saying that these stats are going to translate to the NBA. We're more so going to focus on the what they did that does translate more so than just the numbers, right? But we do want to go over it because I know people are going to ask. Buzelis as well with 15 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 blocks as well from Buzelis. Didn't shoot the ball effectively tonight, 4 of 15, but got to the free throw line 2 times as well. And then Adama Sanogo coming off the bench with 25 minutes, 12 rebounds, 17 points, 3 steals, 1 assist. He continues to show exactly what he did in the G League. And the thing overall that stands out about each one of these players, Julian Phillips and his activity, the way he moves without the ball, how he understands how to operate in space, these are all things that can translate immediately for the Chicago Bulls at the next level, considering that Julian Phillips did finish the season last year, finished his season last year, actually being a part of the rotation until injuries kind of took him out. So I love the way that Julian Phillips got active on the rebounds, moved the ball around as well. Didn't get a lot of assists, but he did move the ball around at the right times. Didn't try to force too much as well. Did have 5 fouls, which is a little concerning as far as we know young bigs in the league do get in foul trouble a lot. But Julian Phillips played really well. And Buzelis, the thing that stood out to me so much about is just the fact that he does not stop moving. That's the thing that's going to stand out the most to you. That's going to create some open looks. That's going to create opportunities and lanes for him and other people. He did not stop moving any of the 29 minutes he was in this game, and I like that about it. And he played better in the second half than the first half as well. Finishes with 15 points, which is solid enough. The rebounds that he got, though, the 2 blocks that he got, really athletic plays on top of that, and he showed an ability as well to keep his head up and make passes. He had a pass to Adama Sanogo in this game for an assist that was really good. Finishes with 2 assists. Very solid play from Buzelis as well. Love the way that he did that. And then Adama Sanogo. Listen, I keep saying this, and I know some people don't believe it. I need the Bulls to listen to this. Adama Sanogo does not need to be in the G League. He does not need to be in Summer League. He needs to be playing at the NBA level. Now, I'm not saying he's going to get a double-double like he did tonight at the NBA level, but one thing that you notice about every time Adama Sanogo is in this game, the high basketball IQ, how he understands how to use his size. He had 3 steals in this game. Don't forget, he also averaged over 2 blocks a game in the G League level as well. Didn't get any blocks in this game. Didn't turn the ball over a lot. Didn't foul a lot. Adama Sanogo just looks like a guy who's head and shoulders above this level of competition, and that's what you want from somebody who damn near dominated the G League this last season. If Adama Sanogo is in the G League again the entirety of this season, he may get a G League MVP if the Windy City Bulls win enough, because it's just amazing to see how Adama Sanogo just, even at being 6'9", understands how to use his size, his length, his intelligence, all that type of thing. And that lateral speed has gotten better. Adama Sanogo looks like he's slimmed down quite a bit forward. So yeah, man, it's really good in that time, man. And BL Jet, Khalil Ware has already played 2 summer league games there, BL Jet. But it has nothing to do with each other. They play very different roles. But overall, really good play from those 3 players. You also get Javonte Smart with 17 points. He right up there with Adama Sanogo coming off the bench. I don't even know where this kid came from. 4 shots made in the game, 3 of those being 3-pointers, 3 assists, 2 steals as well. And then, Henry Drell, 2 for 3. Domas only got 7 minutes. He went 1 of 2. He's a guy that I expect to kind of compete for other things. So we'll see. But overall, really, really good play from the three players that are on the thumbnail, the three players that have a chance to actually play minutes for the Chicago Bulls next year. And I like the way that they play. Matas, listen, he has the mentality, he has the mindset, he has the pace of play that we're trying to play with. You get Matas Buzelis out there running the floor with the Josh Giddey, Kobe White, Ayo Dosunmu, him, maybe even Patrick Williams, whatever you look at, Julian Phillips as well. Listen, the Bulls are going to play fast this year, and players like this are going to be the reason why. It's a really big thing there, man. I love what we're seeing from these guys. Again, I'm not talking about the points. I talked a little bit about it, but it's more so the mentality, how they're playing that really stands out to me on how they can try to carve out a role for themselves in the NBA, in the Bulls rotation, if it comes to that next year. And so, especially with Julian Matas, I do expect them to be in that rotation for the Bulls at some point next season. I think that could be really big for him as well. So let's see how you guys are feeling about it. Mediocre Self in the building says, not bad at all. Phillips and Matas did a great job. They both need to shoot better from the three, though. Yeah, from the field overall, but absolutely. Drell was hooping? No, he wasn't. Drell 6 points. He was 2 for 3. I mean, he did some other things with rebounds and stuff, but I wouldn't call that hooping in my opinion. Maybe G League hooping, but JP and Sanogo definitely showed out, and Matas showed flashes. Yeah, he definitely showed flashes for sure. But Adama Sanogo is the one that definitely. DJ Reese B says Buzelis looks more like a 3 instead of a 4. I've been saying that. Buzelis is not going to be a 4 right away. Much like how Kevin Durant started off playing at the 2 initially for the Sonics when he got drafted. It's going to take a couple of years before Buzelis puts on the weight needed. But, I mean, long-term, he may be a 4. But right now, he's definitely more of a 3 than a 4, in my opinion. So, that's what you come down to it. Adrian says, Matas got a nice handle at 6'10". If he improves his core strength, he'd be a stud. That's a fact. Phillips got bigger, chest looks wide. Yeah, he's definitely been putting in work. That's for sure. Loving the pace and speed of Buzelis. Completely agree with you there. Not a single note on that one. Dalen Terry will be out of the rotation. I won't assume that. I think he's going to be ahead of players like Chris Duarte. Don't forget, we are missing a lot. He's going to be in the rotation. I don't think if any of these guys are going to play a lot of minutes, but he'll be in the rotation as long as he's playing well. Now, if he starts playing bad, then he'll probably fall out of the rotation. Giddey is going to create a lot of looks for Matas. I mean, that's Giddey's strength. He's a playmaker. He's going to create a lot of looks for a lot of people, hopefully. Sanogo definitely looks ready. I agree with that one for sure. Adama is an NBA player. He should be our backup big at least. Well, we got Jalen Smith there. Jalen Smith is a serviceable backup big, but Adama Sanogo looks like he's ready for sure. So if Billy don't put Adama at the rotation as the backup power forward center, I'm going to be pissed. He's a skilled big man. I don't know if he can play 4 at the NBA level. I know he's not the true like center height that you typically look at, but I do think that Adama's long-term position is probably going to be center, but we'll see. Matas had a good game. He just needs to shoot better, get a little bigger, and get better a defense. B- for me. Sanogo A. Do I need to say anything? I mean, listen, Matas, yeah, he looked good for what he did out there. He definitely looked good. Like I said, the decision making, the moving moving with pace, the operating in space for real. Those were good things. Vaughn says, I also think Sanogo should be signed at the expense of Batum on the final roster. The only reason why I'm going to push back on you, Vaughn, is that we do need some shooting. And if Billy is going to trust Batum, because keep in mind, when Batum started going down, it was after the eye injury we ended up finding out. So maybe that's what threw off his shot the last few games before he got out. So if Batum is going to be able to bring the shooting, that's a priority over Sanogo right now because you do have Jalen Smith there. So I won't necessarily say that for sure. We are going to need some shooting, especially if we end up finding a Zach LaVine trade at some point. We'll need that shooting from Batum. And Batum is also not just a shooter, right? He also can get to the rim, things like that. Honestly, there's a lot of similarities between Batum's game and Matas Buzelis. And so maybe they may look at it as somebody who can help kind of mentor him as he's in his second year in the NBA. He's a veteran internationally, so maybe that's something as well. I understand it was Summer League, but who the hell designed the offense? It was hard to gauge anyone. The offense was high ball screen, ISO, and everyone stand around. I mean, but that's the Bulls offense, Midwest style. Like, if we're being 100% honest here, that's the offense we've seen from the Chicago Bulls for the last handful of years. Like, so that doesn't actually surprise me that that's what we're doing right now. I can't wait to see Matas grow with the Bulls. Sanogo would be a good backup. Phillips looks healthy. Looks good. Looks really good. Start Sanogo. Yeah, people just be saying stuff, bro. Like they just want a difference from Vooch. Sanogo needs to slow down when it comes to finishing at the rim because he missed a lot of gimmies. I mean, a lot. He only missed 4 shots, so I won't say he missed a lot of gimmies, brother. The shot Donald Trump in the what? Haize, you and Pat were wrong when you said Marcus Pfizer and Tyrese Thomas were the worst draft picks. By far, the worst is Eddie Curry. I can't say that because Eddie Curry actually did have a few good seasons in the NBA. Marcus Pfizer was always trash, and Tyrese Thomas never was able to put it together. Just can't agree with that. Eddie Curry had way better seasons than anything. Eddie Curry had better seasons than anything Tyrese Thomas did in his whole career, bro. So I can't agree with that one at all. Like, and I was a hopeful for Tyrese Thomas guy. So yeah, Eddie Curry just couldn't stop eating curry, apparently, and stop messing with boys' booty holes. So I mean, that's what it came down to with Eddie Curry. So. What you think about Billy Bubblegum Donovan mini interview, Haize? I didn't see it yet. I like the development of Billy Donovan III gum chewing, not as vigorous as his pops, but he's getting there. That's hilarious, fam. That's hilarious. Denzel Valentine was worse. He was up there as well. He was definitely up there as well, for sure. Matas doesn't stop moving because his offseason workouts is swimming. That's a good point. Eddie Curry didn't win a ring, did he? When did Eddie Curry win a ring? He was never on a team that won a ring, did he? When did Eddie Curry win a ring? On the Miami team? Did Miami win that year? I guess they did. Damn, Eddie Curry got a ring. That's crazy. That's wild. Buzelis can contribute defensively immediately. Yes, especially with his weak side blocking and things like that, for sure. I had a better rookie season than Tyrese Thomas, and I didn't make it past under 18s. Yeah, that like Tyrese Thomas was terrible. You got to think about it. Eddie Curry had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 straight seasons of averaging almost double doubles. He had a 20-point per game season. Like, yeah, no, I'm sorry. Like, no, Tyrese Thomas's career was way better. I'm sorry, it was way worse than Eddie Curry's. This ain't damn CNN stick to sport. Oh, they're talking about the Trump thing. He didn't play, but he was on the team. That's crazy that Eddie Curry has a ring. That's wild that Eddie Curry has a ring. That's crazy, actually. But all right, guys, that's really it, man. Like I said, overall, the 3 players that are on the thumbnail: Adama Sanogo, Julian Phillips, Matas Buzelis. If I had to give my personal grades for him, Matas, I'll give a solid C+, almost a B-. I think if he shot the ball a little bit better, he would have been a B- for sure. Adama Sanogo gets an A for me. To not start, to come in, have the impact that he did, get a double-double, play the minutes that he did, and Julian Phillips a solid B. Solid B from Julian Phillips as well. But overall, like I said, it's not about the point output, right? I don't want to have these think pieces on, well, he only could score such and such points in Summer League. That doesn't matter. But the way that they went about how they operated today shows a lot potentially to get some minutes and help trying to change the profile. And I'll say this: Adama Sanogo may be better in a more up-tempo offense than I maybe gave him credit for. We got to see how it's going to continue to develop, but his conditioning is definitely there. So those are my thoughts, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you guys are following the show at Bull Central Pod. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns. BullCentralPod@gmail.com. Lastly, if you guys want to leave a text message and or voicemail, the number to do so, 773-270-2799. We are the #1 spot for everything Chicago Bulls related. That's thanks to you guys. And like I like to end every episode on, go Bulls. Love you guys. See red if I can.